Hello everybody, we're shooting this episode with the webcam, so angles are a little bit more difficult. So I'm doing a mild salsa, actually by request. I've already done most of the prep work, but I'm going to show you how to get your jalapenos with all the flavor and most of the spice actually extracted. So here I've just taken a whole jalapeno, cut the stem off, and quartered it. And now we're going to take just a small paring knife, and we're going to make a cut right there, and it works better on the edge of the cutting board there. And as you'll see, we're just going to cut right along here, and we're actually going to remove most of that. Careful not to cut yourself, and I recommend wearing gloves. As you can see, we cut everything, including the little veins out of there that hold all of that heat. And all the seeds are gone, and all you're left with is just a nice mild pepper. I'll get that in a second. Okay, so I'm actually going to clean my scraps up here real quick. And then I'm dealing with a very small blender, so we're just going to cut this into smaller pieces to kind of help it along. And I'm also doing this in two different containers because of how small the blender is. And I'll show you why here in just a second. So we're actually done with our knife here. We're going to take this over here. We're going to toss this into our chopper container, which has already got the onions, the tomatoes, and some other jalapeno chunks. This is just going to chop it. This is going to be our liquid mix that makes it kind of a liquidy but chunky salsa all at the same time, because you want a nice balance of both with your salsa. So we're going to go ahead and take these gloves off because we're done with them. I'm going to get you guys a better angle here. Let's see, how's that? No.
And Mika.
Okay, that's a pretty good angle here. Okay, so I've actually got a hand blender. These things are nice because you can do lots of things with them. And I'm just going to plug it in here. And in here, I've got a couple of chopped up small tomatoes, some cilantro, some fresh cilantro leaves, some sweet onion, not yellow, not white, but sweet onion. Also helps kind of die down the spice in your salsa. And along with that, there is about a tablespoon of olive oil and about a teaspoon of balsamic vinegar that kind of gives it its own little kick here. And we're just going to slowly start blending that up. Get it a little closer so y'all can see it. It'll be nice and kind of softy there, which is what we want. We want it to stay on the chip real well, but we also want the chunk so we can take all the fresh vegetables and flavors in there. Okay, so that's nice and liquidy there. Thick and liquidy, but liquidy. So, we're going to go ahead and push that on off of there and switch our devices. That'll make a nice salsa. Nice natural salsa that is. See how liquidy that is? That's nice. That'll blend well with our chopped stuff. Which we're going to go ahead and do up right now. Now if you're doing this in a standard blender, just do up this portion of it first. Pour it into a different container, even the container you want to serve it in if you're going to make this fresh. And just set it to the side. And you don't even need to worry about wiping out your blender because it's all the same flavor and everything else that's going in here. So we're just going to take and lock this on here real good. Kind of run this through. It's going to have its own kind of liquidy. A bigger chunk chopped up in there. Alrighty. And now we've got a nice thick blend with a nice aroma of jalapenos in there, with some fresh tomatoes, some sweet onion, and fresh jalapenos. And it only took a second to blend in that. And then, because I've got a nifty storage lid on the other one, I'm going to take that blade out there, stick it in the sink. And then we're going to grab a spoon here. And we're just going to combine all that together. And you'll have yourself a nice, mild, fresh salsa. And it takes very little time to make. You can make this 20 minutes before it. You could even make it whenever you want. You can always toss it in the fridge and let it chill a little bit. But fresher is better. You can also make it your own. Add in some salt, some pepper, whatever you want, your favorite blends. We're just going to take the spoon here and mix this up. And then, check that out. Nice, thick, fresh, all natural salsa in no time at all. And for about the same price you pay for that little $3 jar, $4 jar, sometimes even $5 jar, you get twice as much. And it's fresh and better tasting. Just one moment and we'll grab us a chip to taste it with.
Yep. Yep. Hey, Dad, you can taste it with crackers. I got a great idea, crackers.
I like my Fritos scoops. You can use this on any corn chip and it will be fantastic. And I may even decide to go ahead and throw some seasonings in because it's easy to mix it. Yummy, nice and thick. You get all those flavors all at once. Some can come a little bit later. But you can just taste all those flavors. That's my wife. She's not into spicy foods, but she loves salsas and just Mexican style foods. My whole family does. This is just good and fresh. I recommend just leaving the salt, the pepper, everything out of it. It's just really good and fresh. And sorry, buddy. I'm terrible with names, so I forgot yours. But hats off to you. I hope this is great for your party. If anybody wants the recipe, just send them my video, please. Alright, guys. Enjoy.